Subscribe to our YouTube Club 520. We clowning on that mother.
Just hit the button.
God.
Don't ask more questions.
Subscribe.
But what them moments do for you? Because I know you leave Baylor and you go to OK State, and this is where I fell in love with your game and found out who you was because at OK State y'all had a squad, and you was hooping, you was killing. But I love St. Joe's, and we gonna get to that game. Jameer Nelson, Delonte West. I wore T-shirts under my jersey because of them.
Yeah.
Like I hooped in Barclays, bronze, and all that shit because of Jameer Nelson. And go ahead, because you fucked up my momentum because them niggas was cold and they was undefeated.
Nah, they
was doing their thing.
They were cold. They like my junior. So when it was a black, like God had my back, bro. That's all I can say. Cause I literally
walk on ever. You right.
I was literally going to Memphis.
Oh, you gotta talk about how you left.
Yeah, I had Memphis, Rutgers, and Georgia. And I was already like, I'm going to Memphis, Coach Calipari. I already been out there summertimes, like now that I coach, you do go to different places and pick each other's brains. So my pops was doing that, like in between jobs. He'd be like, I gotta go to Memphis, and we'll go to Memphis. He in there talking to Coach Calipari. They talking X's and O's, and now I'm practicing with the team or shooting, getting my workout. So everywhere we went, I've always worked out. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, Memphis, that'd be a great look. Coach Cal. It was gonna be Darius Washington was coming in. He'll be coming in my senior year.
Yeah.
But then Victor Williams was he went to Oklahoma State point guard. He was the man at Old State too. Victor Williams was a point guard, and he did his draft workout with my pops. And he kept telling like, yo, you should go to Old State. You should go to Old State. By the time, I was wilding. I had braids. I used to wear a grill.
I remember them braids.
I was Houston, so Paul Wall, one of my really good friends. So when that song "Let Me See Your Grills" came out, he made me 6 at the bottom, all diamond out.
Damn.
Your life different.
So
bro.
and I was in a rap song. See, people don't even realize Paul Wall and Chameleon, they had this group called Color Changing Clips.
Come on, bro. Still in love with my money.
And Paul Wall said, he said, I swerved down to Baylor to watch John Lucas score, and Jordan came back to the game because the game was bored. It was on the mixtape.
Respect.
So that was like my man, right?
Niggas don't forget the bars.
Hey,
Hey,
remember what I see with Jimmy said? I see Teague on the baseline.
you don't forget stuff like that,
I see Teague on the baseline.
Right.
I said, woo.
You niggas don't never forget the bars, bro. Y'all give a fuck who said
right? You don't forget it because at the end of the day, I wasn't even expecting it because the mixtapes used to come out every Friday. So I'm up here driving back to Baylor, and I just brought the mixtape, that Color Changing Clip, and I hear it. I said, hold on, what did he say? I rewinded. And I was like, ooh, so I walked on campus now. Everybody got the mixtape. So everybody like, oh, shit, like Paul Wild shot at you. I'm like, yeah, that's my, I'm playing it cool. But I'm low-key hyped because he done put me on like, I'm at Baylor. We trash.
Yeah.
We like maybe 10th in the Big 12 at the time.
Damn,
we was, but we had a great squad. We just was running flex. So we had horses. We should have been running, but that's here and there. So Victor Williams was like, man, you should take a visit to Oklahoma State. It'd be a perfect fit for you. They don't got a point guard, boom, boom. But at the time, the NCAA said we couldn't transfer. When they said all this, we couldn't transfer in the conference.
Okay.
So I could go anywhere and not sit out. But if I went, and then 2 weeks later, they said, y'all can transfer in the conference and you won't be penalized.
Oh, okay.
So originally,
Before the transfer portal.
Before the transfer. Yeah. So originally, I wanted to go to Texas.
TJ had that on lock.
No, TJ left. He just got drafted.
Yep, he was in there with Booby was on their way in there.
Booby would be in my senior year.
Oh, yeah.
So Rick Barnes kept it a buck with me. I'm trying to yo, Rick Barnes, I want to come to Texas. You already know what I can do. Well, my other teammate, Kenny Taylor, who was a shooter, he ended up going to Texas.
Okay.
And Rick Barnes kept it a buck. He was like, yo, we committed to Daniel Gibson. And we don't want to bring you in because we might decommit, right? Yeah. But he wouldn't come in until my senior year.
Yeah.
So then I had to respect it. So then I was like, cool. So then the legendary Eddie Sutton called me one day because of Victor Williams. And I go up there. I had I'll never forget, I went up there. I had my braids. Just my mom used to braid my hair, so I had fresh braids. I had an Iceman San Antonio throwback jersey on.
He fresh.
You know what I'm saying?
You busted their ass pause.
I go visit the campus, right? I'm like, man, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm a city boy. Like now I'm 8 hours away from Houston. I'm not getting on no highway driving 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the next best city is Oklahoma City. Like, come on now.
That was before KD and them pulled up.
Exactly. They didn't even have a team out there then.
Hell no.
So I went out there and they didn't tell me I had to cut my hair.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like my dad been wanting me to cut my hair because that's when the NBA was changing over to like appearances and it's a business and stuff. But I was fighting. I was like, I ain't cutting my hair. I'm gonna wear my braid. AI was like, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? And then TJ cut his hair, like right before the draft.
Yeah.
And then TJ, my dad had TJ call me to like kind of talk me and come out. I was like, man, I ain't cut my hair. Like y'all go on about that. So I went to Oklahoma State, fresh braids and everything. I'm like, man, all right. You know, I'm looking at the team. I don't know who Tony Allen is. I mean, I know playing against them, but I ain't know like the Grahams because they was coming off a red shirt year because they transferred. I ain't know who Daniel Bobby was. I ain't know who a couple. But something in my spirit was like, this is where you need to be.
Okay.
Straight up.
So when I was like commit, they never said nothing about cutting my hair. So then I was like, man, you know what, coach, I want to come here. Boom. So he was like, oh, I got a couple of rules. I was like, okay. Like, I'm thinking like, He was like, one rule. Can't have braids. You can't have facial hair. If you go back and look at our team, none of our guys got facial hair.
Damn, he went the drum line.
Motherfucker major pain.
And my dad was like all for it.
Yeah, he probably.
So I went back home. I was like, oh, well, let me think about that. So I flew back to Houston. And out there, my barber Marquette, I walked in there. I just freshly picked it up. And you had braids for a long time. You still got the lines in your head.
Yeah, I had the
was
braids.
Like, I was like, chop it off. He was like, what? My mama was mad. Cause she was like, that's another man trying to control you. Like she very militant.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And my dad was all for it. So I ended up cutting my hair and I committed in Oklahoma State and they didn't have no scholarships. So I didn't even care. I was like, we're gonna pay for school. So I ended up my junior year, the year I won the Big 12 Player of the Year, John Naismith Award, first team All-American. I'm just giving you a little bit of accolades, you know what I'm saying? Just talk. But
Talk your shit, bro.
Nigga,
That's
All-American too.
a
But,
hell of a journey.
but I was a walk-on.
Yeah, respect. Greatest
That's
walk on
crazy.
ever.
Greatest walk-on ever.
Respect.
And people didn't know I was walk-on. I paid
We'll do our research.
my junior, go do it. They already came out with the facts. They already did it. They
The report's already been made.
It already been made.
Forget my grandpa. He said, let me see what's
So
Shout out to the Wacko Texas paper.
so I end up paying my junior year.
Yeah.
So the year we went to the Final Four and stuff like that, I was a walk-on. I wasn't even on scholarship. I didn't go on scholarship until my senior year. Till my senior year, I went on
Oklahoma State
scholarship.
Boots was out of pocket. They should have made that happen.
Did you? Scottie Pippen was a walk on.
Walk on.
He's the greatest walk on.
Yeah, then I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it. Hey, I gotta give it to him. He in Chicago, so yeah, Scotty might be the best walk on ever.
But Scotty,
Shout out to
Scotty
Jay.
ain't take that shot to get him to the Final Four, though.
Nah, shout out to Jay Luke. That Elite Eight game was big though.
Let's talk about
Gotta say
that,
Jones
'cause
about to pay, baby.
You know what I
St.
mean?
Jones was my favorite. Since we was talking before the podcast, Jameer Nelson was definitely fresher than you in college when it came to the shoes.
Respect.
But you had a good game that game. But you start off. Let's not play with Jameer Nelson. He top five.
Top
all
five
time.
facts.
Hey,
All time when it
you
comes
know
to
what?
college
Shout out to Jay. Shout out to
Jameer now, that's every time he see me, curse me out. But his shoe game won't bad in mine.
Nah, you crazy.
I mean, you could just.
You had a Nike deal.
I ain't have a Nike deal.
You had a Jordan deal.
I didn't have a Jordan deal because
okay.
it wasn't no NIL at the time. So